What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Chasing 100 Now podcast. Guys, today we got a very, very special episode for you. We're going to talk about everybody's favorite topic and YouTube's favorite topic, which is relationships. Relationships. Specifically, today, Shaq, I want to ask you, what should any man out there looking for a woman, what should a man look for in a woman?
So the first thing a man has to do is he has to look in the mirror. If he's 50 pounds overweight, don't expect to get a dime piece. Sorry, guys. I don't care how much money you have. The thing is, the woman has to be physically attracted to you. If not, she's either going to not be loyal, she's going to cheat on you, or she's going to treat you like a dog because she knows she could do better. I knew this guy once. He told his wife that he was going to get a second wife. Okay? She replied, I can't wait. I'll put the flowers around her neck. Because she knew he had no chance. Don't be this guy. The woman has to be attracted to you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, there's another thing about this. It's like, don't marry the millionaire's daughter unless you're rich.
Okay.
So because the thing is, she's used to a certain standard of living.
Okay.
She just is.
Okay. After
the initial honeymoon period, she's not going to be happy with you. She's going to call you a loser. And her family's going to be in her ear too. Like, what are you doing with this loser? Yeah. It leads to problems. Don't marry the millionaire's daughter unless you're extremely rich also.
Okay. So kind of marry like,
Yeah. Don't be excessive one way or the other.
I get it. Yeah. Because as much as the love stories and the movies say, oh, the poor guy and the girl from a rich family, realistically speaking,
we both been through the whole marriage process. Things are different than the pre-marriage process. For sure. It just is. You guys know that out there.
Yeah, I've seen that. Bump heads. Okay, good advice.
So Adnan, so what do you think a man should look for in a woman?
Okay, so man, for me, personally, I think character and heart are the most important things.
Those are good choices.
Right? Those are the most important things. Don't get me wrong. If you're asking what I like.
I'm asking what you like.
I like beautiful women, okay? So that's
ladies, you passed the honesty test.
I'm just gonna be honest.
If you're interested.
Well, no, but here's the thing. Beauty gets you attention, right? So it'll catch my attention. But then what I look for is how's their character? Are they good people? Are they genuinely good people, right? Because, man, I've met some dime pieces. I've met some tens who just being around them for a few minutes, I'm like, oh, you're disgusting. Like, you're not even, like, you're a 2 in my eyes. So for me, character, man, having a good heart is super important. A woman who actually looks out for you, who's a giver, not a taker. If you're a successful man, and you're still out there, you're available, you're out in the market, you're a hot commodity. And there's plenty of women out there that are ready to take from you.
Yeah.
Right? Your time, your money, your effort, all that, your investment. But are they willing to give something back? My point is, for a guy, you need to really look for a good woman. Okay, so Shaq, let me ask you, what about her background? Does that matter?
Absolutely.
Where she comes from?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
So, if her family is nothing but a bunch of con men and convicts, as much as she says she's not close with her family, the family is going to be part of your life.
It's a hard wiring.
You can't do anything about it. So I had a friend of mine, he had this beautiful wife, really nice, educated, smart, but she had a brother who was constantly in and out of jail. And she constantly believed it was her husband's duty to constantly bail him out of jail. So it totally ruined the marriage. Eventually it came to an end. You got to worry about the family also, because you're not only marrying the person, you're marrying the family.
So, just to give you the other side of that coin, or to play devil's advocate, I mean, I've seen situations where people come from really kind of shitty families and they become really good people themselves. But the key to that is that they know it, they see it, and they distance themselves.
Yeah, they have to distance themselves, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the rule.
Yeah, these are broad rules. There's always exceptions to every rule, but there are good people like that who actually can get rid of their, not that it's good to get rid of your family, but to get rid of people, they're just a drain on you and your relationship. One thing I always say to my wife is, if you and I have a problem, it's not a big deal. But if there's a third party that's causing these problems, they need to fucking go.
I think it's important to not break family ties. Okay. I think today people are too quick to break family ties.
I think you're right about
right?
that. Yeah.
So I think you keep the ties, but
Far away.
you understand, you keep a distance.
Yeah.
But I don't want to break the relationship because that's also not good. Okay, Shaq. So what about red flags, man? What about red flags? What are some red flags in women?
So the first red flag, I think, is dishonesty. If she lies about who she's with or where she is or what she's doing, don't put up with it. She's got to go. Another red flag is flakiness. You know, if you and someone agree, if you and a girl agree to meet up Saturday at 8 p.m., and she comes up with some lame excuse, she has got to go.
Yes.
There's not even one strike on that. She's got to go.
And you know the biggest mistake that, sorry to cut you off, but you know the biggest mistake guys make when that happens is that they're like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll meet another day. The best thing to do in that is, okay, no problem. Good luck to you.
Right before I got married, that was my mindset, super abundance. There was no strikes. Okay, I'll see you later. Good luck. They call me, I act like they didn't even exist anymore. And I always say, if she wouldn't do that to like a handsome movie star like Ryan Gosling, then she shouldn't do it to you either. Because let's face it, if she
Ryan Gosling rule.
Yeah, the Ryan Gosling rule.
Follow the Ryan Gosling
If she agreed to meet Ryan Gosling at 8 p.m. for dinner, do you think she'd show up? Absolutely. Come on. Yeah. So you think, okay, well, aren't women like this? So my wife, and this is no BS, in 15 years, she has never once changed a plan or stood me up. And that's how she actually made it through the gamut of women. Because that's the first thing I noticed is she never, ever, ever flaked on me. Yeah, that was really big. The other red flag is she's still close to her exes. So the problem with that is whenever, and there are going to be bumps in the marriage, right? So like that great philosopher poet Willie D said, the cleanup man can't wait to take your place. Women that are close to their exes, no, that's a red flag. No, we don't want you. Another red flag, right? She smokes cigarettes. Don't ask me how I know. She smokes cigarettes. That's a red flag. Okay. Yeah. Another red flag is no sense of humor. So one thing you have to understand, if you're going to be in a serious relationship with somebody, times are going to be tough. You don't want someone that's always serious or that can't be light. She has to have a sense of humor.
For me, bro, red flags. For me, man, I think just rude behavior. Okay. Right? Like when I see rude behavior, like I look at how she, you know, it's a cliche,
like
but
it's
rude, true.
Rude to the waiter.
Rude to the waiter. It's a cliche. Everyone says
agree.
it. But
Anyone
it's so
rude
true.
To the waiter, you're right.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Because that means at some point you're gonna see that, and you're gonna see that to a 100x, right? Because
1000%.
if she can do that to a random stranger just for nothing, right? Another thing is, for me personally, there's a Spanish word. It's called mal geniada. Mal geniada is like how do you translate that? It's like she's like angry a lot. She gets angry.
Yeah, right.
You know, she has a quick temper. She has a quick trigger. There are women who, when you argue or when there's a disagreement, there are women who scream and women who cry. Right? Women who scream, personally, I can't deal with that. Right? Because it's an aggressive, it's a very masculine trait. Yeah, right. Whereas when a woman cries, if we get in a disagreement, or even if I maybe make a mistake and be a little bit aggressive or whatever, a little rude, right? I'm not a perfect man. If she cries, then man, that's like, I'm so sorry, forgive me, please forgive me.
I've never heard anyone put it like that. That's great.
Yeah. So that's, to me, also something I look for is like, how's her temper? You know, women we know are more emotional than men, right? 1,000%. So there's gonna be more of an up and down.
You have to
but
deal
if
with
it's
some of it,
too high and
some
too low, because I know I've been in a relationship where the highs were like ecstasy, but the lows were horrible. I mean, like, God, like embarrassing horrible, you know? So that's another thing that I would say is a red flag. So Shaq, some of you guys aren't going to like what I'm about to ask, but don't worry, ladies. We're going to have the episode about men also. What women should look for in a man. We're going to get to that, don't worry. But Shaq, Does body count matter?
Absolutely, it matters. In both men and women. But since we're talking about women now, and ladies, don't kill the messenger. I'm just stating facts. So if a woman has a body count of 8 or more, and this is true, there's a 230% greater chance of her cheating on you.
Wow.
And a 75% chance of her having more dissatisfaction than a normal woman in her marriage situation.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's really simple because it goes back to evolutionary biology and pair bonding, okay? Ever since the beginning of time, it's still, even now today, it's more dangerous for a woman to have relations than it is for a man. She can get pregnant. It's much easier for her to get diseases. There's a social stigma. It's out there, okay? I'm just stating facts. The social stigma is out there. So it's much more dangerous for a woman to have a high body count. Yeah. So, I mean, just look at our good friend Kurt Cobain and the decision he made with who he got married. You know, people say, I actually believe the woman killed him, you know. So don't make the same mistake he made.
We see that time and time again. Someone like Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, right. So it's like, you know. By the way, rest in peace, Brother Cobain. Rest in peace, Brother Bourdain. We lost such great people off this kind of nonsense.
All right, Shaq. So we've talked a lot now. We've covered a lot about what men should look for in women, red flags. Any parting statements?
Yeah. Once again, don't kill the messenger. Men care more about a woman's past, and women care more about a man's future.
That's 100%.
Bottom line, guys.
That's 100% true. All right, guys. With that being said, ladies, don't worry. We're getting to you guys.
Have your day
next time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next time on the Chasing 100.
See you next time, guys.